Hi Alejandra, after reading your research designed for assessing the impact of globalization on developing countries, overall I think you did a pretty interesting job and you covered all the points that were asked to cover in this activity. First, I think the type of research you are doing is good for the topic because exploratory studies, as we know, are conducted for three main reasons: to analyze a problem situation, to evaluate alternatives, and to discover new ideas. These three reasons fit perfectly with what we are looking in your thesis. Also, since the main reason of your study is to explain what are the benefits and the drawbacks that globalization made in developing countries, specifically in the economics and trading process. I really like the fact that your study has a central point and you are focusing in two main points because the impact of globalization can be so huge that for my opinion it's better just to choose some topics and some characteristics to talk about and treat them well and not go so maybe general in the topic. And so for me it's better if you choose just two and maybe you go deeper and you make a good job. Regarding to the type of data, you propose quantitative data, what makes perfect sense for me. Due to the topics you describe in the summary, you will assess in your thesis. However, the use of qualitative data that you mentioned is very important as well, because I think it could help you to complete your information better. I also like the fact that in your summary you already have some external secondary databases identified that are sources of reliable information like the WTO and the World Bank. I think you did a really good job right there. You provide all the information. You have like very clear the places and other organizations that will provide the data for you. I think that is so good. I'm pretty sure you will include other sources while you are developing your thesis. But I think it's really good to have at this stage pretty clear from where are you getting your data. I think these databases are very relatable. I think they have a pretty clear information. Uh, I have two doubts about your study that I want to share. Um, the first one, I want to know if there is like a date, a frame time that you want to study. If you maybe are studying the last 10 years, the last 20 years, or you are, yes, like from which year to which year is your study going? Because I think it is important, especially if you are going to analyze quantitative data. I guess you want to make comparisons. So I think you should have like a time framework for that. Maybe you have it. I didn't see it in the summary, so I would like to know which years are you including in your study. Also, I have a question about your sample. You say you are going to study developing countries or the assessing the influence or the effect of globalization in developing countries, but I want to know exactly which countries are you going to study. Like if you have a list, if you are going to focus just in Europe or in America. Yes, like which countries are you going to include and why? Like, and also how are you going to select these countries? Like, what is for you developed a developed country, a developing country? So I would like to know more about this, about your sample. Like, how are you going to choose your sample? Like, based on what, and which is your sample? Like, which countries are in your study? Um, I think that two are the only like doubts that I have about your your thesis. Overall, I think you did a pretty good job. I really like the way it is going. I think you have pretty clear your direction. I think you are very focused, and I think you include everything that you we were asked to include. So yes, good job, Ale.